Magustalations.
And, Magustalations.
Hey, Last Podcast on the Left listeners, we're looking to get some advertisers to help our podcast stay free as it always has been. We just need you to complete a short, anonymous survey that's going to take no more than 5 minutes. The answers that you give are going to help to match us up with advertisers that are going to best fit Last Podcast on the Left and you.
All right, and if you do complete the survey, you're going to be immediately entered into an ongoing monthly raffle to win a $100 Amazon gift card, which is a pretty great prize if you ask me.
We promise not to share or sell your email address. The fucking government doesn't. But we won't send you an email unless you win. Please go to podsurvey.com/last. That's podsurvey.com/last to take our survey and get a chance to win a $100 Amazon gift card, or, we're gonna sell you some e-cigarettes.
Yeah, that'll be great. Henry, what would you do with a $100 gift card from Amazon?
I think I would buy the new expanded edition of Book of the Law by Aleister Crowley.
Do something better than that when you win with your $100 Amazon gift card.
Thank y'all and hail Satan.
There's no place to escape to.
This is the last podcast
On the left.
from your grave.
That's when the cannibalism started.
What was that?
No. That's the way.
What is that?
The way I've discovered to annoy people in Atlanta.
I'm happy you're finding new ways to...
No. Nobody does the shit like I do.
That is annoying. Some people travel around the country and they're like, oh man, went to Atlanta, you gotta go to this cheesecake place. And you're like, I went to Atlanta, I annoyed so many people like this. That's
No.
Well, that's the most horrific thing that's gonna happen on today's episode, that's for sure.
I will say that last night while we were in the middle of shooting, the Ferguson riots were getting so intense that they shut down I-75, and I was very excited about the idea of walking out of this house onto the street where you could actively hear the Ferguson riots ripping through the city. The city was shutting down, and I am a giant, literal white devil.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you're filming your pretty faces going to hell here, right?
Yes, I'm in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah.
God, I love it.
Yeah, so you could hear Ferguson from Atlanta, Georgia?
No, they were having their own riot.
Right.
We were having a franchise riot.
I know they are franchising out these riots. New York had a fairly successful riot as well. Bill Bratton, our police commissioner, got doused with fake blood. And I'm going to say, it looked pretty cool.
It looked pretty cool. It fit him.
It did.
Also, which is a lot of fun is with these franchise riots, there are a lot of times they're owned by sort of like an Indian man named like Vahir, and he comes out and he's like, "What? Make sure you come and you clean the floor of the riot. Riot is how dare you leave the sesame buns out of the containment chest?
Yep.
Because they must be in there or else they get hard as the dickens. Oh no, here comes the black man."
It's a good day if you're in the riot cleanup business, I suppose. Let's talk about today's subject. Let's get out of the United States. Let's get out of the race riots. Let's go to our to the place where our former queen resides. The UK, the United Kingdom, the horrors that are living
Very good.
in the UK today.
Yes, and we're gonna be covering a crypto. We're going to be covering some hauntings, and we're going to be covering a pair of murders that people have been clamoring for us to cover for a long time. We're going to be covering the Moors murderers, Mira Hindley and Ian Brady.
The crypto tiptoed through the tulips. If I ever have a child who has a speech impediment, that's what I'm going to make him say over and over and over. The crypto tiptoed through the tulips.
And if you are in the UK right now, what I say you do is doff your cap, remove your velour cape, take off your many layers of acrylic clothing, and also, because I've also heard in Victorian times, people would wear underwear with holes in it so their fucking dick and pussy's gonna hang out.
Well, then
so they can dump through their clothes because they're wearing so many clothes because all the clothes is what keeps all the fucking rancid British stink in there. Take off all of your layers that hide your shameful bodies. Spark up a rundybot. That's what I think they call joints over there. A rickety Roy.
Yep.
and enjoy yourself some horrors of the UK.
Well, I don't think they have lumpy bodies or whatever you described them as. They're beautiful women in the UK. I'm following
No,
people.
I think the women are beautiful in the UK. They're absolutely gorgeous. I'm so excited. The men, however, are very smart.
What does that mean?
They're very smart.
All right.
They're very smart.
Well, I like that you described my exact underwear situation. I feel very British right now. I have holes where there shouldn't be holes.
I'm on
That is
day
disgusting.
3 of these boxer shorts.
Very good. That's why we're doing the British
I
episode.
have a bunch of glue left on my head because my skin is falling off.
Yeah. You're sort of like, what is it, Meryl Streep in Death Becomes Her?
I am. I'm becoming that. I'm becoming
Yeah.
Isabella Rossellini.
Yeah.
So this first character we're going to cover is one of my favorite cryptids I've ever read about.
Yep. You mentioned the Victorian era, and we're going to start off with a little cryptid that first showed up in the Victorian era. He's an evil phantom. He's masked underneath a cloak. He's got fiery eyes and flaming breath. His name, Spring-Heeled Jack.
Oh, Spring-Heel Jack. Yeah, that's the run. Wears the high heels.
Spring-Heel Jack.
It sounds
Yes,
like somebody who skips everywhere.
Spring-Heel Jack is somewhere between Tigger and Bill Cosby.
Oh, can you please not associate Tigger with Bill Cosby? Good
I'm just saying,
Lord.
Spring-Heel Jack is a jumping groper with giant red eyes that haunted England for for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yep. He's said to wear a black coat, a helmet, and an oilskin. He has red balls of fire for eyes and clawed hands, or hands wearing metallic claws.
Cool.
Witnesses differ. He can breathe white flames of horror and take gigantic leaps, hence spring-heeled.
Right.
And during the earliest reports, he was said to present himself in 3 disguises: a ghost, a devil, or a bear.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like Spring-Heeled Jack just wanted to avoid a lot of puddles because it rains a lot in the UK. And then he's like, with any luck, they're going to treat me like I'm some sort of special crypto.
Oh, yes, I'm Spring-Heel Jack. Oh, jumpy-doo, patent leather shoes. Can't get any shepherd's pie on my shoes, and I jump. Oh, I put a sheet over my head and I'm a ghost. I put a rug over my head and I'm a bear. Oh, squeezy boobies. Off I go. Atop of my hat.
That's what he is? That's Spring-Heel Jack?
He says a doff of my hat. He removes his hat and then he just plays with your nipples like they're radio dials. Like,
Oh. I like that one. This is my kind of guy.
Well, let's start with the first recorded sightings. It goes back to October of 1873 with a Miss Mary Stevens, who, while on her way to Lavender Hill through Clapham Common,
worst names. Mary Stevens, honestly though, like for some reason I imagine her as really hot. I imagine her like
yeah.
all wiggly, all in a loose frock.
Definitely. Mary Stevens is a very sexually attractive name.
Oh, yeah. Well, not everyone in the Victorian era dressed in Victorian era clothes. A lot of them were horribly poor.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so some
Oh yeah, so
loose-fitting
would she
rags.
like wrap herself in just like loose trash and
Yeah.
mud?
That's how most common people in England dressed in 1837.
Well, I've seen some people on the subway in some really sharp-looking newspaper suits, so maybe they did kind of look good.
Well, she was attacked by a cloaked figure who first leapt at her, then while gripping her firmly to keep her from wiggling around, sexually assaulted her and tore off her clothes. As the
Diddle biddle. Oh, how many fingers can I get in your belly button? Fluff your pubicam. No way!
And as the girl screamed in horror, the assailant fled from the scene, and despite a thorough search, no trace of him was ever found. But the very next day, Spring-Heeled Jack was seen in the same neighborhood, where he jumped before a coach, causing the coachman to lose control and have an accident. He then gave out a horrific shriek of laughter and made his getaway by jumping over a 9-foot-high wall.
That is kind of funny, though. if you can cause
There
an
you go,
accident.
You cockney jerk. Call AAA, you piece of shit. And it's jumping away. I'm Spring Hill Jack.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a lot nicer than sexually assaulting someone.
Much nicer.
You know.
But the way I imagine him assaulting women is just like slapping their boobies back and forth.
Yeah, because you think of everything like a Benny Hill sketch when it comes to the
Slap,
Brits.
slap, 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 slap.
Just flopping their boobies. It's like,
Oh, I love how they bounce. All right. Well,
Just
I
the
better
women
jump
go,
away. Goodbye.
stop it.
It's Spring Hill Jack.
Stop it, you horrible man.
I wish you were right, Henry.
So a few months later, in February of 1838, he assaulted 2 more young women. He assaulted Jane Alsop, who was in her father's house on the night of February 19th when there was a knock at the door and a voice called claiming to be a policeman asking her to bring a light as he had caught Spring Heel Jack in the lane.
It's the police, certainly not Spring Hill Jack.
Sounds like not something the police would say, but
And as she opened the door, she saw a cloaked figure waiting there. And on handing over the candle to him, the man suddenly threw off his